Good day, cricket fans, and welcome back to the IslandStats.com Cricket Show. It's Sunday, which means it's time to dive deep into all the action from the local pitches right here in Bermuda. We'll be dissecting the weekend's clashes, celebrating standout performances, and looking ahead to what's next in the 2025 season. Whether you were at the grounds or following online, we've got all the angles covered. So grab your coffee, settle in, and let's talk cricket. And good evening and welcome to this edition of the IslandStats.com Cricket Show. It is not Sunday, it is Tuesday. And I'm here with none other than Terry Frey. Terry, we had the annual Cup Match Classic last week, Thursday, Friday. Thursday was really cut short due to weather and security issues. But when play started, Somerset took control of the game right from the start. Despite having Tarrant out on the second ball of the game, they really settled in, and I have to say that I was really impressed with young Jaden Mendes. Who handled himself remarkably well as a coach coming in to face the third ball of the game and basically stand up to St. George's. So let me get a roundup of how you felt the game went, and then we can get into the game itself.
Yeah, I felt that the from the very beginning that the toss was going to be an important toss, even though it rained and we had weather for 3 days prior to that, inclement. Yes. I thought the toss was going to be important. However, I always felt that if Somerset was going to win the toss, they were going to bat first, because I saw the final trial up there on the Saturday, and the wicket played very, very well, and then of course, I knew they'd had minimum time to do any additional preparation, but I felt that it had enough preparation, and for Somerset to be confident to bat first. They didn't start off well. It was a little bit shaky because they lost Tarrant the second ball of the innings. But I will say that the batting was very, very impressive by Somerset. When you look at the individual scores, I think 4 of them got in the 40s, and then 2 of them actually broke the 50 run barrier. But they batted as a batting group.
Yes.
Very much so. And you could tell that they batted with a plan. They had a plan of how they was going to go about scoring the runs. And then that just goes to show you the preparation that they had, not just from a physical point of view, but from a mental point of view as well. So, I always felt that if they could bat an hour and a half the next day, they will get close to 400. And they got 391 in about an hour and a half. They were at 391. And once they got that, then I realized, I looked at it and I said, well, the wicket's taking a bit of turn. And I know Somerset had those 2 good spinners, in Derek and Dion. And I knew that they were going to create havoc for those guys, right? So, 100 and whatever that was in the first innings.
113.
And then the wickets now starting to wear, and drying out even more. I knew the second innings, they weren't going to build any better than what they did in the first innings, even though a couple of the batsmen did apply themselves a lot better in the second innings. They had the second opportunity to do that. But once Somerset broke those batting partnerships, by being patient, and rotating bowlers and doing what they had to do, it was always going to be difficult for St. George's in their second innings as well.
The ultimate thing became time. St. George's in that first inning was bowled out in 29 overs, 29.1 overs,
Yeah.
and just didn't occupy the wicket for a long period of time. They needed to bat that first inning until
Mhm.
about 4 o'clock,
Absolutely. Yeah.
to stand a chance of a draw
Mm-hmm.
of
Mm-hmm.
sorts. When they
Yeah,
were out that early,
yeah. They're
it
all gonna
created,
struggle with
yeah,
that. Definitely too much time for
too
the
much
second
time.
innings to bat.
It was almost 6 hours.
Yeah, yeah. And in
You know,
addition to that, it was always going to be even more difficult. Like I said, because you got a rearing wicket. The wicket was
right?
taking a lot of turn,
Yes,
and both of those guys, the spinners, and the strategy was always going to be the same, where
yes,
the frontline bowlers will bowl 3 or 4 over spells, and then they're going to get on the slower bowlers. You know what I mean?
right,
Take the
right.
ball, and they're going to struggle with that.
And I think they done a smart thing because they build to give Derek and Dion a little more time. They build um, Dominique.
Dominique, yep, yeah,
Yeah,
because
they
he
build
built
him.
before him, didn't he?
Yeah, and that was
Exactly.
to give those guys a little more rest time.
Mhm, mhm,
And
mhm.
then when they brought him back in, the
Yeah.
wickets basically started for them again. Derek got four in the first, 4 in the second. Dion got 4 in the first, 3 in the second. You know,
Mhm.
they
Yep.
proved they have a plan, a strategy to build to certain players,
Yes.
and
For that.
and 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 that's what they done, and that's what they do. And despite a player might be on top of them, they
Mhm.
still stick to their plan.
They were very patient. They were very
Yeah,
patient with the plan. You could clearly see that they were playing with a plan.
yeah,
And I must, commend the bowlers of Somerset because they build in the right areas.
yes.
They rotated the bowlers brilliantly
Hmm.
from one end to the next. And they were burning these spinners were burning at good speeds,
Yes,
full
yes,
speed. You know what I mean?
yes,
I
yes.
think St. George's built a little bit too hard on that crease, a little bit too fast. The spinners,
Hmm.
because they were trying to dart it in a bit too
Right,
much.
right.
Whereas spinners, the Somerset spinners, they were a lot more consistent with the ball speed. Yeah,
Hmm.
sure, and
Yeah,
allowing the ball to take turn.
yeah, yeah. Well, let's go through these Somerset inning because I mean you looked at it and of course Taryn got that edge
Hmm.
on the second ball.
Hmm.
Um, I think he was surprised by the little bit of speed because the first one kind of stuck
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
ground and
yeah,
he he played it
yeah.
where it was okay. It's not coming off that fast. The wicket's still a
Little slow.
little, damp
Mhm. Yeah,
and
it was
balls gonna
stuck a
stick.
bit. Hmm.
So yeah, that second ball would have surprised him.
Yeah, they came through and it stayed lower too.
Right,
It
right.
didn't really bounce. The first one bounced, he sort of not fence
Yes,
away, but he got it to point, you know.
right.
And
The
then
first one stood up. Yeah, yeah,
and then the next one stayed low.
yes.
And I just think that he was a little bit stuck on the crease a bit,
Right, right.
without getting his feet going.
Yeah,
And that
yeah,
happens, that
yeah.
happens because you got bunt someone and a little bit of stickiness on the first board, and the next one's
Right.
coming through. And if you're not going towards the ball or getting your feet to go, then you end up doing something like that. And I know
Sticking your bat out. Yeah, yeah.
he was kicking himself off after that because
Right,
I know he knows better than that. You know what I mean?
right,
And
right.
he
Yeah.
should most likely would have missed out.
I, to be honest, right? I had visions of 1982, 83,
Mhm.
83, when St.
Mhm.
George's won the cup back from Somerset after a 5-year period.
Right.
Um, and it happened like that. Remember Roger Lavrock in his first over had Winston Reed caught
Hmm.
behind.
Hmm.
And then he had Stevie Lightbone trapped. I was
Right.
like, oh man,
Right.
you have to get in them
Yes.
early in order
Early. Yeah. Yeah.
and I said, you know what? A coat has presented itself for St. George's to get another wicket,
Hmm. Hmm.
because immense pressure. But I'll say it again. I was highly impressed with Jaden Mendes to come
Oh, yeah.
out in his first cup match,
Yeah.
first wicket done,
Yeah.
and third ball of the game
Yeah.
to kind of help solidify an
Mm-hmm.
inning
Mm-hmm.
that stabilized and
Yeah.
held St. George's off, because he ended up putting on 44 with Kamal,
Right.
and believe it or not, he got 28 out of that 44.
Yeah. I watched him on a Saturday in that trial match, and he was fluent, man.
Right.
Good technique. He wasn't afraid to pull and hook. And it was nice to see a left-hander do that. Because
Hmm.
that's normally part of the repertoire, is that pull and hook. And
Yes.
it was very delightful to sit there and watch him play those shots. And mine, he was playing those shots because it deserved those shots.
Yes.
When
Yes.
it came to him playing the ball back up the park, that's when he looked his best
Uh-huh.
on both sides of the wicket.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
and I take it that knock carried him into cup match.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. The Saturday
Com-
night.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
because he
And
had an
that
idea of
confidence.
how he wanted to play on that wicket, right?
Right. And that confidence went right into cup match itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Mm-hmm.
he only faced 22 balls
Yeah, yeah,
for his
yeah.
28.
Good, man. It's the same way he played in the trial match. If it was there to
Right.
put away, he'll put it away.
Yes.
But he
Yes.
has a very good defense too.
Yes.
Very, very good defense, which is
Okay.
required if you're going to be a top order batsman.
Right.
You got to trust your defense. For sure.
Yes. Yes. And then when he got out, his cousin came in, Trey,
Yep.
um, and batted with Kamal, and basically those two really, they put him on 55 runs,
Right.
you know? And that I mean, when Kamal got out, it was 3 for 99, but
Mhm.
by then St. George's,
Yeah.
the body language was
Yes.
starting to
To
tell
show.
a different story.
Yep. Yep.
When teams bat for long, one thing about Bermudian cricketers,
Hmm.
they tend to start doubting everything, and the shoulders go down, and
Mhm.
the body, the getting into position takes a little longer now, and
Yes.
it,
Yes.
and to people who know cricket, it's
Mhm.
noticeable.
Very much so. Very much so. See, and that's what happens when partnerships do that to opposition.
Yes,
But the opposition have to stay patient.
yes,
If you've got a plan, then it's easy for you to get through those difficult periods.
yes,
Because somewhere along the line in that batting lineup, there's someone that they're going to have a partnership.
oh
In
yeah,
those cases, you know what I mean? So you have to be prepared for that. Okay, so
yes,
you know what I mean? But yeah, that's what that does. Because once
yeah,
you start seeing body language and mannerisms change,
yeah,
the batsman feels that he could feel that energy, right? So
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah. And then I mean, when Kamal got out, it was 99 for 3.
Mhm.
He scored 47, and a
Right.
very patient 47, because he faced 41 balls. Now we
Right.
all remember a few
Mhm.
years ago when he scored that 150 odd
Yeah.
in lightning time. You
Yes.
know,
Yes. Yeah.
so he hit 5 fours and 2 sixes, but it was a very patient, and knowing he needed the difference in the wicket was going to tell the story.
Yes.
Some balls were gonna stand up and stick,
Mhm.
and some
Mhm.
balls were gonna come through, and
Right.
and when Trey came in, found it a little difficult at the beginning, but he stuck to it.
Yeah. Yep.
He
Yep.
he is Trey is a guy that you never see him under pressure,
Yeah. It's very calm.
regardless of what's going on, and
Yep.
he just seems like he's got the same attitude every time, whether he gets out or is getting on a good run.
Yeah.
And but he managed. He he stuck through it and got 43 off of 76 bulls.
Right. Yeah.
So
Again, he's doing his job. You know what I mean?
yeah,
'Cause he normally would have batted number 3 in that team.
right.
So he came down one, wicket lower.
Yeah,
But again, he applied himself, and that's what I like about the Somerset batsman was application, right?
yeah,
It weren't that T20 type of slugfest.
Yeah.
You saw proper batting shots. You saw him,
Mhm.
working things out. Rotating the strike.
yes,
All those things that is required to build that foundation or platform to get 400 runs.
yeah, yeah.
And if I haven't spoken to Taryn, but I'm sure that would have been the target 400 runs
Oh yeah,
because
yeah.
I don't think the intention was to ever to bet twice on that wicket.
Right, right,
To get them and then try to bowl them out twice.
right.
But Trey done a great job there. Like you said, his
Yeah.
demeanor always seems to be the same. Whether or not he's struggling for runs or not,
Mhm.
his mannerism always still nice and calm.
Yeah,
And being positive, whether or not it
Yeah.
works out for him or not. So
Yeah.
well done to him for sure.
yeah. And then came Dominic Sabir.
Yeah. There you go.
Dominic has come of age with his batting.
Yeah, it's matured.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's matured for sure. And he's a nice guy too, and very,
Yes.
very smart, right? Because every time I see Sabir, we have a chat.
right.
I ran up because we had a couple of our youngsters in the preparations for the Coke Cup match. So I
Right.
ran up to watch him train. And, the senior team was training along with him. And he would come over and have a quick conversation with me and we'll have a chat,
Mhm.
but very coachable. Very
Yes.
coachable. You know what I mean? And he's matured. Very,
Yes.
so very, very much. And I've watched this game develop over the last
Yeah.
2 years, and I think the international exposure has helped him tremendously.
Helped him tremendous. Yes, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. And he's taken his cricket to a different level.
He's a very good all-rounder because he could bat, bowl, and field.
And field, yes. I remember when he was in the under-19 team,
Right.
they had him for his bowling and his fielding.
Yeah.
And of course he's put his head down and obviously he's got a century, 2 centuries this season, and
Yes.
he looked like he was on his way to another one, 67 over 99.
That's right. That's right.
He
And
had
he
that.
has a very unique technique. His batting technique is very unique.
Yes,
From
yes,
his setup and his trigger movement. You know what I mean?
right.
And it works for him. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So it's
He put on
interesting.
He put on a 33-run partnership with Trey, and
Yes.
then he put on 88 run or 86-run partnership with Dion Stubble.
Yeah.
And that 5th wicket, that really, because it was late in the day,
Mhm.
and that was destroying St.
Yeah.
George's
Yeah.
morale and everything. So
Yeah. Yeah. Very much so. Very much so.
Yeah.
Again, partnerships, right?
yes,
You're building partnerships, mate. It's going to erode the momentum of the fielding team.
yeah, yeah,
And like you said, once it gets late in the day and they start looking at, okay, well, it's 5 wickets.
Yeah.
They got 200 and some runs or whatever
Yeah.
the score was. They still got another 5 wickets again. I think they finished up with 6, right? At the end of the day, right?
yeah. It was 277 for 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They know that Summers was going to pass 300, 350.
Yes,
But, Summers got very close to 400. And I mean, you look at that score, and now we're going to go to bed after being in the sun all that time.
yes.
It's you're behind the clock for sure.
Yeah.
It
But
becomes a psychological thing more than a physical thing.
Yeah. And to be honest, the next day, the next morning, St. George's would have been hoping they could have gotten through. They got Dion, they got Zarai. I was out. Dion didn't add to his total of 52.
Right.
Zarai got the 5.
Mhm.
And then came that partnership between Jamal Proctor and Malachi.
I do.
was the
That was it. That was the icing on the
catalyst.
cake for Somerset.
Yes, yes,
Hmm. Yeah.
yes. That and see Jamal, he's been opening, and
Yeah.
then to
Take it
back
back.
down the border, he's now seeing the ball a little different.
Yes, of
You
course.
know?
To be honest with you, he sees the game a bit different.
Yes,
You know
yes,
what I mean? Because it's, he's maturing.
right.
You know, but yeah, he can bet. And again,
Yes.
I watch his technique. To the faster bowlers, he stands more upright.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and then to the spinners, he's a little bit more crouched, right?
Right.
His base is a little bit wider for the spinners.
Yes.
So you could tell that he has a batting plan. You know what I mean? How he wants,
Yes. How he
and
wants to.
yeah, it was interesting, very very interesting. Um,
And Malachi was being Malachi.
yeah, 20
Uh,
years ago,
yeah.
for real.
79 off of 50,
Yeah,
nine fours, five sixes.
he was hitting those things straight to
Yes. And when he's in that mood or in that form,
Yeah,
there's nothing you
devastating.
can do about it,
Yep, yep, yep.
other than stand and watch.
Yeah, but what I
Uh,
liked about Malachi's in is that he was hitting it down the ground. You know what I
yes.
mean? Very seldom he tried to go across the line, right?
Right.
And that's
And
that allowed
that is,
him
yeah,
to
that is
destructive.
Yeah, that has been his catalyst for many years, hitting Don DeGrons.
Hit it down the ground.
He loves the ball. He loves the bat finishing over his head.
That's right.
You know?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And as opposed to around his waist, where he's
Mhm.
putting across the line, kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know,
Very
so-
strong going down the ground. And again, he's betting to his strengths, right?
Yes,
So yeah,
yes.
good stuff.
That really took its toll on St. George's because
Yeah.
that partnership basically
that.
ended any sense of St. George's winning the
Mhm.
game because they had to go out and try to draw the game now.
Yeah.
because
Yeah. Yeah.
it pushed Somerset up to that 391.
Yeah.
When you look at the bowlers, Zico Burgess, 11 overs, one maiden, 2 for 66. Luke Horan, 13 overs, no maidens, 1 for 86. Isaiah O'Brien, 3 overs, none for 23. Keegan Jones, 8 overs, no maidens, 1 for 44. Delray Rollins, 15 overs, 5 maidens, 2 for 41. Kevin Fubler, 15.5 overs, 2 maidens, 1 for 45. And Zari Painter, 7 overs, 2 maidens, 1 for 26. And John T. Smith, 9 overs, no maidens, 2 for 45. They used what? 8 bowlers.
Right. Yeah.
They tried,
Mm-hmm.
but I think that what we have to figure out is what was the plan to attack each batsman, because that becomes you can't I can't build the same ball I want to build to Taryn to Kamal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I'm going to get dispatched.
Right.
So I have to have a strategy and a field setting, and I must build to that field setting. And that might have been the struggle, because as we know, but most bowlers in Bermuda bowl two good balls and over, and get lucky on the third, but that's where the batsmen have to figure out what I'm going to put away and what I'm going to play.
What I'm not going to play. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which ones I have to keep out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I just felt that the St. George's fast bowlers
Comes and over.
way too short. I felt that Zico was a little bit erratic. Down the leg side, wide of the off stump, coming back in line. But never really settled in that rhythm where he could have got good lines and good lengths.
Right.
Because that would have been very effective for St. George's.
Yeah. Zico's an emotional person. So when he would have gotten Taryn, it would have taken him some time after that to settle down, because
Yeah.
he would have been trying to do different things instead of just sticking to let me build.
I mean, the coach, most good coaches will always tell fast builders to try to hit top of all stump.
Yes.
All the time, unless you do a little variation or whatever. But
Right.
his main plan should have been to try to hit the top of off stump.
Yeah.
And he would have been a lot better, but it was
Yeah.
just erratic for him, and a lot of times a lot too short.
Right.
And I think Horan was a bit guilty of that as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's take a look at that St. George's first inning, because with 391 runs on the board, you've got two guys in the pavilion that have been opening for the club, opening for Bermuda, but mind you, it's been limited overs. Do you go with that, or do you go with another opening pair? Because now you're batting time. There's no way you're going to chase down 391 runs and set a target to build Somerset out again. It was just not enough time in the day for that.
Right.
So St. George's looked like they went with the conservative of opening with Jonte and then Zari, as opposed to Dowray and Onias.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's a double-edged sword for them. You know what I mean? Because in cup match, your first innings, okay, you're chasing 390 in the first innings.
Yes.
I may have done the same thing and opened up with two solid open bats, especially in the first innings. You know what I mean? I would have tried to keep the batting order traditional or conventional. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Much I possibly could in the first innings, and allow Dowray and Onias
to come down the order.
Yeah, to come in down the order for them to do their thing.
Right.
Unfortunately, it didn't work out like that. And again, you got to give kudos to Somerset, because they build very well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's no question about that. And didn't St. George's get a good start in that first inning?
Yeah, they were 37 for 1, and then Zari got out, and he got out for 4.
For 4, right.
So yeah, Jonte was going along at a decent pace. He would have been on 33 or less than 33, just under 33, and Zari got out, so 37 for 1.
Right.
And then Dowray came in, got dropped early.
Yes.
I believe on the first ball.
Right. That was a return catch, right?
Return catch to Derek.
Right.
But again, see, Derek, in his experience, stopped to the player. If that didn't work,
you have to be
dropped it. Okay, let me go back.
Yep. Yeah, he kept them coming back at you. That's for sure.
Yeah.
He didn't, fall away. You know what I mean? And then, at the end of the day, I think that St. George's batsmen were guilty early in the innings by playing with too much hard hands.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it was almost like they were stuck in between the T20 format.
Yes.
If you understand what I'm saying, because on that wicket there, like early in your innings, like you really can go hard at the ball.
Right.
You know what I mean? It should allow the ball to come a little bit more under the eyes and play with soft hands until you get yourself in. You know, that probably would have worked out better. But I just think a lot of those batsmen came with hard hands.
Yeah.
The ball hard. Because all you need is early innings, all you need is that ball to stop a little bit. And you got the ball airborne,
Yep.
So, but anyhow, hopefully they will learn by that.
Yes.
Because that match is completely different from a T20 game.
without a doubt, without a
Yeah.
doubt, and see, the mindset has to be different as well.
Yes, absolutely,
You
absolutely.
know,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So anyhow, we could talk all day about tactics and strategies and all that.
yeah. When
Yeah.
Delray got out for 20,
Mm-hmm.
St.
Hmm.
George's were 75 for 2.
Right.
Then the bottom fell out because they were
Yes.
75 for 3. Onias got out for a dock.
Mm-hmm.
John Taban got out 75 for 4.
Mm-hmm.
Isaiah O'Brien got out for a dock 75 for 5.
Right.
So you went from 2 wickets for 75 to 5 wickets for 75.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
that changed the match.
Yeah. One time.
Yeah.
Now they're going into survival mode.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now they got to try to save the game, and they knew that. They knew
Yeah.
that 75 for 5. They're going from, you know, they got to survive. They got to
Yeah.
survive that and try to save the game.
Yeah.
They were sure they must have known that they were going to be sent back in.
Without a doubt. Yeah. That when they went 75 for 5, they had to know
Yeah. Yeah. For
we're
sure.
not gonna get to the
Mhm.
follow on number. So
Yeah.
we might as well prepare ourselves for that.
Yeah.
Sinclair was out for a dock, and that meant to 6 for 81.
Mhm.
Mackay got out
Mhm.
for 8, and that
Right.
went to 90 for 7.
Right.
And Keegan got out 90 for 8.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
then they got a little stand, a 15 run stand. Korean,
Right.
he got 10, and then he got out was 9 for 105, and then Zico was the last out for 113.
Right.
And
Right.
and if you look at these Somerset bowlers, like you said,
Mhm.
they moved around their opening bowlers.
Mhm.
Marlville 4 overs, 2 maidens, none for 13. Malachi Bill 2 overs, no maidens, none for 5.
Right.
Proctor Bill 5 overs, 1 maiden, none for 20.
Mhm.
And then the 3 spinners.
Oh yes.
Derek Brinkman, 8 overs, 8.3 overs, 2 maidens, 4 for 22.
Mhm.
Dion Stovall, 7 overs, 2 maidens, 4 for 31.
Right.
Dominique Sabir, 2.4 overs, no
Mhm.
maidens, 2 for 8.
Yeah. So spinners did the damage.
Spinners did the damage.
Yep. Yep. For sure. Yeah. And it was interesting because when you watch the spinners in operation, right? When they're operating, they use the crease very well.
Yes.
Sometimes they build a little wide of the crease. Sometimes it's like in the middle, and then a
Uh-huh.
lot of times it was close to the umpire.
Right.
You're watching that. Because they're doing these little. Instead of doing variations with the ball, they're doing variations with the position and the angling
Yes.
of
Yes.
deliveries, right? Which is subtle little changes, but it forces the batsman to do something different.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that was interesting to be able to see that and watch them both operate like that.
Right.
All three actually, because Sever did it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And then of course, Derek's got that beautiful arm ball.
Right.
The
Yeah.
arm ball, that's the one that is the wicket taking ball.
Yes.
He gets it to drift and then it straightens.
Cadence.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm. So very, very difficult for the right hander.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. Then St. George's had to hope for rain.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Amazing.
To try and save what the inevitable was, because
Right.
Lunch had been taken and during St. George's first inning, but it was just too much time, and they opened the second inning with Onias and Zari.
Yeah.
Onias in his attacking groove.
Mhm.
And he's not gonna. I mean, he's not gonna change that.
Mhm.
He's gonna either get you or you're gonna get him.
Right.
Um,
Right. Right.
and he got 12 from 9
Mhm.
hit a 6 and a 4.
Right.
And he went with the score on 29,
Right.
but
Right.
after only 4.1 overs.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Not long enough at the crease.
Not long enough at the crease.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and then came that important stand between Isaiah O'Brien and
Yeah.
Zari Painter.
Mm-hmm.
They took
Mm-hmm.
the score to
Mm-hmm.
111, but
Right.
they occupied what is it, just over 20 overs.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yep. They batted good, the two of them.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Based on the circumstances that they were dealing with, they batted, both of them batted with maturity.
right. And
Um,
Zari batted 30, scored
selective.
35 from 93 balls.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Isaiah scored 64 from 67 balls.
Right.
Um,
Yeah. Both of them batted beautifully. Yeah. I
yeah,
mean, and Zari was more of a supporting role to O'Brien.
yes,
You know, and they both batted in tandem. You know, and
yes,
that was encouraging. That's why I said the second innings, you know, a few of the batsmen applied themselves a little bit better than they did in the first, which is what
right,
you expect anyhow. You know,
yeah.
it was good to see those two youngsters do that. You know,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
for sure.
But then the bottom fell out.
Yeah, yeah. So when Taryn made that switch with bringing Kamal back on up the top
Yes,
end, southern end, you know, he brought him back on for that reason, to get a wicket,
right.
right? You know what I mean? And he brought him back up in that first over that Kamal bowled up there.
Uh-huh.
He got Brian out, you know,
Yeah.
and bowled him. So, you know, again, the batsman's got to stay cued in, because if they're bringing back Laverock's only coming back to do one thing. And then
Yes,
get you out.
yes,
You know, he's not coming back to, you know, keep the runs down and contain, right? His coming back because he is an attacking fast bowler.
second bull. Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I mean? So again, that should have been the cue to the batsman, that his coming
right.
back let me out.
Yeah. And you look at that, and that's where you run water onto the field,
Mm-hmm,
and
yes.
with those instructions.
Yeah, yeah, and hopefully he will learn by that.
Yes,
You know, and you know, hopefully he's listening to this. You know what I mean? To this
yes,
that you and I are having, because that's a situation where it's match awareness, right? You know what I
right.
mean? Okay, they're bringing Lavrock back on. He is our best attacking fast
Attacking
bowler.
bull. Yeah,
He's
yeah,
coming back to get me out,
yeah.
right?
And he's going to attack the stumps.
Yes, that's because he bowls straight.
Yes,
And he has the ability to do that very, very well.
yes,
You know, so you got to try to keep him out.
yeah,
That's cool. You know, to keep the wicket intact, keep the partnership intact, and
yeah,
have hope for St. George's.
yeah. See,
But
I think, Terry, a lot of our batsmen are afraid to allow a bowler to bowl a maiden over.
you check, how many times have you seen in cup match a batsman leave the bowl?
Yeah, yeah,
If you saw it twice, maybe 3 times, that was
Yeah.
it, right? Okay.
Everybody's trying to score
Yeah.
over every ball.
Absolutely. Where, you know, batsmanship is about leaving good sometimes, right? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But everybody wants to get bad on ball, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's amazing. It's
Yeah, it is.
amazing.
Yeah, man.
And then after O'Brien got out, then Dion snapped up, and Zari quick after that,
And that's what normally happens.
and St. George's kind of
Yeah.
capitulated because they went from
After that.
111 for 2 to 119 for 6.
Wow. Wow.
So eight runs, they lost 4 wickets.
4 wickets. Yeah. Yeah. You're not gonna survive if that.
Yeah,
No. Wickets tumbling too fast.
yeah,
On the back foot.
yeah. You had Dalrego won first ball
Yeah.
from Dion.
Playing with hard hands.
Yeah,
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Playing
Kai go for 2 over 5 balls.
Mm-hmm.
Luke Coran 1 over 4 balls.
Mm-hmm.
Sinclair 1 over 3 balls.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Fubler none over 1 ball.
Right. Because he got one ball, didn't he?
Yes.
Was it LBW? I think it was LBW.
Yes, to Derek. Yep.
Yeah. LBW. Yeah. Yep. Yep. And again, that was the arm ball. One that drifts and then straightens. Yeah.
And believe it or not, through all this, Jonte was at the non-strikers end. Through all of that.
Yep. Yep. The battle batsman. Stuck on the other end.
Yep. He
watched it all on full. And can't do nothing about it.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
He scored 36 off of 63, not out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then Keegan Jones came in and he played a reasonable inning. He got 12.
Right.
Taking the score from 8 for 124 to 149. And then Zico came in and he batted 21 from 35. But had any one of the middle guys stayed around for possibly 8 to 10 overs,
they possibly could have saved that game.
They possibly could have saved the game. Yes. Yeah. Because
Yeah.
St. George's batted 51.5 overs in their second innings.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And it came to what, 5 after 7 that it ended.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, a 10 pass or something like that. Yeah, 5
10 pass.
Yeah, I knew it was doing 7 o'clock for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the 20 overs had started, but it was getting kind of darkish because it was overcast at the time.
Yep. Exactly.
You know? So had any one of them stuck around for maybe 10 overs with Jonte, would have saved that game, because 10 overs, you're talking another hour.
Yeah. They definitely needed a couple of partnerships in the middle order.
Yes.
To even stand a chance of saving the match.
Right.
But it wasn't to be.
It wasn't to be. Now you go back to the drawing board. Try to figure out what is the attacking plan, what is the sacking plan, because you gotta have a backup plan if things.
You gotta have 2, sometimes 3. You know what I mean? A 2-day period, you gotta even have plan 3. You know, or you know, a plan C. But but at the end of the day, I think they lack the plan. They may have discussed the plan, but you could discuss it all you like, but if you don't execute it, it's a waste, isn't it? You know. There's some lessons to be learned. You know.
Definitely. Definitely, and I want to say congratulations to Dion and Malachi for going out the way they did. Dion proven he is a masterclass with both bat and ball, and Malachi with both bat and ball, and they've had extraordinary careers. In cup match that has delighted many, and we'll miss this. Indeed. But they get a chance to end it how they wanted to end it, and congratulations to them.
And indeed, they both should be very proud of themselves, as well as their families. You know what I mean? And the cricketing public are most appreciative for both of those guys' service to cricket. You know, in general, not just cup match, but in general, you know, they've both been stalwarts for 20 plus years. You know, and they are going to be missed. You know, and at the end of the day, Somerset will have to replace them. But the part about it is now you have two new players or 2 additional players now have an opportunity to play. And build their own cup match careers. You know.
Right.
Sure. Good stuff.
Well, Terry, I want to jump into some youth cricket now, because you're taking a group of youngsters abroad um, to the UK for some cricket.
Yes.
Can you just bring us up to speed on Freystar and what they're doing? Because I honestly believe that without your services, your team services, youth cricket would probably not even exist in many ways other than Warwick and what Gennaro has. But you've proven that if we want to save something, we've got to look at the youth and grab it by hold.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's a beautiful thing to see, youth cricket being revitalized. There's a lot more activity taking place now than it was 2 years ago, even 3 years ago.
Yes.
But I gotta give my kudos out to Warwick, up there with Richard Todd and the Warwick Cricket Academy. Gennaro was getting going with his, but we all collaborate. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yes.
There's no territorial stuff going on here, where we try to be a separate entity. We have to build the youth cricket with everybody involved. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's also encouraging to see the clubs now, got structured programs in place,
Yes.
and having various age group teams competing in the Bermuda Cricket Board League. But it takes a village.
Yes.
It's the community to build the youth cricket like it once was years ago. Hence, that way we can produce good cricketers, at the senior level.
Yes.
That's our main objective. But yeah, I'm just happy to be a part of that, and my institution is helping out with that. So we're
Right.
playing our part, but definitely, and we're going to continue on doing that because we're always evolving programs. We're always creating opportunities for our young people to develop both on and off the field.
Yes.
Most importantly. But yeah, we are going overseas on Friday evening to the UK. We're going to King's College, which is in Taunton, Somerset.
Yes. That's Luke Rand School.
That's right, look around school. We also have a former Freystar player that's there. He just started last September. Lachalogi.
Yes.
He's there as well, but he was a part of our program. But we're going up. We went last year and had a great time. It was a great experience for the youngsters, a great opportunity, and they learned just as much on the field as they did off the field. And we're going to play 5 days. We start on Monday, the first game, and then we play 5 consecutive days, Monday to Friday.
Okay.
So a lot of cricket for them,
Right.
a lot for them to learn.
Yeah.
It'll be good.
And it's good that they're playing on consecutive days because they get to know how that body feels at a young age.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. And it's good for their minds as well. You know what I mean? It's because they're going to feel the to and fro's of cricket.
Yes.
What I mean? One minute they're going to be on top of the world because they done well. The next minute, not do so well. So now they're also going to be exposed to that, what cricket brings.
Yes.
The peaks and valleys. It was very much parallel to life. You know what I mean? So
Right.
we will surely help them with that.
Okay.
But it's a well organized festival. They have multiple playing fields, so they got like 5 games going on at the same time.
Oh wow. Okay.
So you could walk across 50 yards to the other field and watch another team play.
Right. Right.
But they have teams come from all over the world.
Oh, okay.
who play in that festival. So it's a great opportunity for our youngsters to go there and be exposed to that type of competition. Yeah, for sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. We do have some Earl boys getting away as well.
Yes. So they go
Friday.
Friday. That's right. They do. That's right. Because
Yeah.
I was speaking to Randall White
Yes.
and Doc Manders.
Yes.
We were talking at the final 12.
Oh, okay.
Much 12 were
Yeah.
up there, and we ended up, and I found out that they were going. So that's
Yes.
good.
And Arnold's going as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. They're
That's good,
playing.
man.
Yeah. They're going to Canada.
Right.
And Isaiah O'Brien went to Canada on Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah, he's playing in a under 19 festival
Nice.
for Ontario Cricket Academy.
Right.
And in their first game today, he scored 86.
Oh my word.
They won their first game, so
Go for him.
yeah.
That's good stuff. Again, exposure, right?
Yeah.
That's how our young people develop, man. You know what I mean?
It's so right. It is so right. Being in a different environment, meeting new people, different bowlers, different fields, different. It's just the opportunity to have that ability to do that on a regular basis, and that's what you're looking forward to. So
Go for him.
Yeah.
Very pleased for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Well, partner, I want to thank you very much for joining me, and good luck with your youngsters.
Thank you very much.
And we'll stay in touch to see how you're making out over in the UK.
Yes, indeed. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me on. Yeah, thank you. All right.
Folks, enjoy your evening.